History is on display like never before this week as At Your Leisure is taking you from the American Revolution to the outlaw exploits of the Rocky Mountains. I'm Steve and Ria.
And I'm Ria Booth. Join us as we show you how you can ride from one southern Utah hub all the way to Butch Cassidy's doorstep.
From there, Reistein enlists in the Continental Army, yet one fort that echoes with the sounds of revolution to this very day.
Last but not least, Zach Cipriano goes in search of the Bear Lake Monster and finds surprising adventure along the way. Sometimes you find history in the most unexpected places. It can be on a downtown street in a small town like Panguitch, Utah, or hidden just off the trail along a mountain pass. Most of the time, if you don't go out and look for it, history will just pass you by, which is unfortunate because we owe so much to the people who came before us. They may have been captains of industry or famous outlaws, but either way, it's worth stepping off the thoroughfare to walk in their footsteps from time to time.
And that is exactly what we are doing today. We are out riding on the Fremont Trail system, and we're not just looking to have an enjoyable ride. We're actually looking for some history today. Ria, come on out here, look at that. Can you believe that?
No, it's spectacular. Of course, what do you expect for Garfield County?
I know, right? So
everywhere you look.
Yeah. So we're riding in Garfield County. We actually set up in Panguitch, which is a town right on Highway 89. It's in the heart of Garfield County.
So we're out here with Rick Gubler from Jorgensen's out in Richfield, and he is supplying us with machines, and he's also acting as our guide. So today we are going to be ascending all the way from one side of Garfield County to the other to Butch Cassidy's home when he was a little teenager.
Yeah, so have you ever been there before?
I've never been.
It just opened this last year, and you can go and you can set up certain tour times, but I'm really excited to see some of the history up there.
I know, and I think we're going to get lucky because we might see the inside.
Ooh, all right. We better get going.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's find out a little bit more about this area.
So basically what we're going to do today is ride out of Panguitch and meet up with the Fremont Trail. It'll take us all the way down to the Butch Cassidy cabin at the other end of Garfield County. What a fun family event. They can get history, beautiful scenery, easy to get to, right off of Highway 89, right in the heart of central Utah. It's easy to get from to the north or the south.
Any given moment you can jump on a four-wheeler and be up in the mountains, or jump on your horse and get up to the mountains. Hikes everywhere, around every corner there's hikes, or red rocks to, you know, the big tall pine trees of the hills, so it's great.
Boy, throughout central Utah there are interconnecting trail systems. The Fremont Trail that we're on today, which will lead you down and connect into the Piute Trail that heads a little further north into the Arapine Trail. Perfect place for us to share our passion.
My first love here is just to raise your children here. Everybody is family, everybody knows everybody, and you feel safe. It's a very safe community for sure. History is passed on from generation to generation to the history of our town or their ranches or anything anybody is doing. It all comes from our ancestors for sure.
What I love about getting out and riding is getting away, stopping, looking, listening to the wind blow through the trees, good friends, family. What an amazing experience you'll have. You'll get to ride, see the beauty, and end up somewhere that your family can enjoy and learn about history of this area. I've been to the Butch Cassidy site, and it is worth the trip.
The falls are great, the summers are great. There is everything to do for anybody that likes the outdoors, from fishing to four-wheelers to horse rides to hiking. There is something in our area for everybody.
Well, we got a lot more trail to go before we hit Butch Cassidy's cabin, so we better hit it.
Let's go.
But let's go to our travel adventure first.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Well, after our beautiful ride on the Fremont Trail from Panguitch, we've now arrived at our historic destination. This is Robert Leroy Parker's house.
AKA Butch Cassidy. Now normally it's closed and you kind of have to peek through the windows to look in, but we have an expert with us today, so we're gonna check it out. This is obviously an antique drill.
That's right.
The DeWalt.
That's right. We have actual records of when he was here based upon the U.S. Census that was taken. Butch moved here from Beaver when he was a young boy, spent 4 to 5 years here, and then left on his worldly ways.
I could totally hang here.
13 kids, I don't know. So the bedroom for the kids is upstairs. So yeah, the kids' bedroom is upstairs. The story is there was 2 families living in this cabin, and one of the mothers actually had a child under the kitchen table with a sheet over it.
Oh my gosh.
Honey, instead of going to the hospital, we could just have it right here.
The family lore is that the 2-year-old is buried under the hearth. So when we went to do the restoration process, we actually took the cabin completely down. There was no foundation, so it was rotting from the bottom up. And so we removed the hearth. The state archaeologists were here. We basically checked all the dirt around and any loose dirt, but we did not excavate the scene. And we put the hearth back in exactly the right GPS location of where it came from. He became a world-class roper, and local ranches would hire him because of his roping and his ability to move cattle.
Well, sometimes cattle that wasn't his.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's good to know they actually did do laundry back then. This is basically what I do wear at home, which I think is quite lovely.
Ria thinks he's cute.
She's a big woman. She's a big gal. You can come see the inside, but it's appointment only, and it's schools and groups basically, but you can reach out to the Piute County Courthouse and they'll set you up an appointment and you can get yourself in there.
You know, some would say, why are we celebrating a criminal? Well, the reality of it is, whether you like it or not, this is what the Wild West looked like. And you know, Butch Cassidy is one of Utah's most famous citizens, whether it be for good or bad, and it's just a fun place to come see.
Everybody needs to come out here and see this. It's so cool.
All right, you should be here by yourself. I'm not an outlaw.
Oh.
There you go,
What
just
do
like
you
that.
mean?
We need to go off to our trailhead adventure brought to you by Rocky Mountain
Hey.
ATV MC. Hunt for Ria, there's a reward for her.
You know what? I'm worth more than $2,000, I'm sorry to say.
There you go, Ria. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are here, we're back in the center of Panguitch. Oh, I'll get it for you, Rick. There you go.
But I don't have any.
Take it. Oh. You want the, we'll get hot pepper flakes
Oh my
on.
gosh.
Okay.
We're just here in the center. This is Quilt Park, and it just celebrates the story of the men who went over the mountain and used quilts to get over the snow.
Right,
and
they laid them down.
yeah, and so this is just a great, it's a beautiful place. And they're actually, the Quilt Walk is just coming up right now in June.
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't been, you should come to it. It's a really big deal here, and it's awesome.
Yeah, they just have quilts, they have decorations. It's just a celebration of Panguitch's history.
Yeah.
So I highly suggest you come out and enjoy it. But we also want to talk about, if you want to take this trip for yourself, what we did today and leave from Panguitch. Ricks, thanks so much for taking us out.
It was my pleasure. Jorgensen's couldn't be happier than to supply the units for today's ride, showcase our wonderful land that we call our backyard. It's been an amazing day. Beautiful people, beautiful country. We love it. That's what we enjoy.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Show us a good time.
Yeah. Well, if you want to take this trip for yourselves, you can access the Fremont Trail directly from Center Street in Panguitch. There's a staging area right there next to basically the Fremont Trail sign. You ride along that road, which is River Road, and then you hook up with the Airport Road. And you're on that for not even a quarter of a mile. There's a sign that points you toward the Fremont, and you can follow it from there. Takes you next to Casto Canyon and all kinds of destinations on your way to the Butch Cassidy cabin. So if you wanted to use this as a base camp for a month-long trip, you would not ride the same trail twice. Lots of history and just so much fun.
Oh yeah, it's so, I can't believe how simple it is. And everyone's so happy to see you.
How could they not be,
I
right?
know, no,
we're
no.
fun. We're fun people. Oh, you're getting pizza on me.
Your hand touched my pizza.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
Here,
well,
you eat it now.
oh, I get to eat it now. You already took a bite.
No,
What is
no,
this?
I don't care, I don't want it.
All right, well, while we decide who gets to eat the pizza, let's take a look at next week's show.
Oh, Steve, what a fun day we had.
This was great.
I know. You know, we'd like to thank Garfield County for inviting us out here on this fantastic county, and Jorgensen's for supplying those awesome machines so we could buzz around out there at Butch Cassidy's place.
Well, yeah, we'd like to thank Darin Bushman for showing us around the cabin, because he was so knowledgeable, things that we never would have known without his help. So thank you, Darin.
He's put a lot of work into that too.
He has. He was instrumental in its being what it is today.
Yep.
All right, well, we gotta go. Remember, get out there and create your own adventure
at your leisure. All the way over to Circleville, which we're, and we'll be right at the friggin' comet!